Good afternoon, everybody. I got a great video for you guys today. And what this video is, this is not going to be your typical comparison video, okay? You know, a lot of videos that we have up on the channel are, a great diamond versus a crappy diamond, or it may be even a great diamond versus one that's just not as good. But this video is going to be centered solely on the subject of oval shaped diamonds, oval cut diamonds. You know, if you're just entering the diamond market or whatever, ovals are wildly popular at this time. They have been wildly popular at this time. They have been wildly popular for years, and have either become as high in demand or even surpassed cushions in the world of fancy shapes. So for you guys looking at ovals, you guys and gals looking at ovals out there, you will find this video indispensable. It's to your diamond education, and particularly on the subject of ovals. Now, we are one of the most, I'm just going to, and I'm not saying this to pat ourselves on the back or anything, because it's something that I've been doing now for decades, serving our clients online, which you can read about on various forums like Reddit, Pricescope, all kinds of forums that are discussing diamonds. But our selection process is unique to our competitors in the sense that, yes, we look at clarity and color, and we look at size. We look at all the elements that go into determining value. But the single most important factor that goes into determining the beauty of the diamond, when you look at that diamond and look down upon it, will be the diamond's ability to grab light from the brightest resources in the environment and reflect them back into your lady's eyes. If the diamond is not doing that, I don't care if it's a D flawless or a EVVS whatever. If the diamond is not cut right and is not reflecting and refracting light the way that it should be, what's the sense? Okay, so that is Distinctive Gems' number one priority when when you guys reach out to us and commission us to hunt down and find you the rarest and the most, what we know to be the most beautiful diamonds on the market. There's a certain criteria we look for in oval brilliant cuts that you cannot see in your photography online. You can't see it on a report. It's not on a GIA. Very few companies. AGS started producing reports for light performance on ovals. GCal has as well. But most companies did not submit their diamonds to these labs for light performance reports. Okay? And I've been placing heavy emphasis on this ever since we've been working with the technologies heading back to the year 2000. Okay? And we're in 2026. In the middle of February 2026 as we publish. So we've been doing this, and I've been doing this personally now for 26 years. So I have a little bit of experience doing this. So, key factors I want to point out with regards to oval brilliant cut diamonds. Hold on, I want to pull something up on my screen here. Okay, so what I have up on the screen here is a pretty darn good representation of the types of ovals that are out there on the market when it comes to examining diamonds for light performance. So just to give you a brief introductory, when you commission us to hunt down a diamond for you, We got to sort through all the certs and the media and everything else. It can require at times searching through dozens of diamonds. Sometimes I've even spent time searching through hundreds of stones to find the one. The one. So what I'm about to teach you takes precious time and energy and expense. Okay. Once we hunt it down, we'll create a link for you to secure the diamond with. The diamond then gets sent to our laboratory where we perform a number of different analysis that extend beyond a GIA report or an IGI report, and really get down to the brass tacks of just how beautiful and how gorgeous the diamond is going to be, which we can communicate to you. Okay. And we like to communicate it to our clients in two ways. The scientific method is we do use the exact technology that GIA and AGS use to determine light performance in diamonds. I don't care what shape it is, okay? And I've been working with these technologies now, like I mentioned, for 26 years. So and comparing them to practical observation of differences that we can see to the eyes. Okay, so just to talk a little bit about this first diamond on the left here. I was looking for an oval that had more light leakage in this juncture, but I'm not going to sit and search through thousands of files. So I just pulled up the first one that had the least amount of, or I should say the most leakage in this area of these three diamonds. Okay, now, just a brief nutshell. This isn't a full asset analysis video here, but this will give you the idea. You got four colors going on in an asset result. You have white, which is the equivalent of light entering through the diamond's crown and falling straight out the bottom. It results in the loss of light leakage. No good. Okay. You have green. Green represents reflections that are entering the crown of the diamond from within the 0 to 45 degree angular spectrum. If you stop and look around your environment wherein you're watching this video right now, your least brightest sources of illumination are coming off of the walls. Okay, 0 to 45 degree angular spectrum covers the horizon or this surrounding area. Okay. It's not bright. It's, so when I see too much green in a diamond, it raises a red flag, so I'm wondering, how dull is the stone going to look compared to other diamonds? So white is leakage. Green represents dull reflections being that the diamond is drawing in off of the walls or the horizon and reflecting them back to the eye. It's better than leakage, okay? But it's not as effective as reds. The reds or pinks that you see in these asset results represent reflections that the diamond's drawing in, not from the 0 to 45 degree angular spectrum, but from the 45 to 75 degree angular spectrum, where 99.9% of the rooms that you walk into, and even when you go outside, our brightest sources of illumination are coming from the 45 to 75 degree angular spectrum, and makes red an extremely important part of this analysis, because that's showing me that which facets of the diamond are not just they're drawing in reflections from above, and they're reflecting them back out to the human eye. Okay, that's a mwah. As you can see, this one here has the greatest saturation of red. Okay, and particularly across the belly. All right. Blue represents a very narrow angular spectrum, 75 to 90 degrees. Okay? And since when we're looking at diamonds, we're not aiming the diamond at the ceiling, but we're aiming it at our face, our own head and body will obstruct light. Okay? You may be a darn good looking individual, and I'm sure you are, but you do not emit light. You emit shadows. We all reflect shadows in the diamond. And the closer you bring the diamond to your face, the more light you're going to block, and the darker the diamond would be. So asset results represent a certain distance from the eye of the observer to the position of the diamond, which is roughly in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 inches, or half an arm's length distance from your eyes to the diamond. You with me so far? I hope so. Okay, so in any case, which brings us to the second asset result here. Note the blues going across the belly. Okay? And the bow tie in a marquee, I mean, everybody wants not a marquee, an oval. Although ovals, marquees, pear shapes, radian cuts, elongated cushion cuts, all of those, any diamond that is elongated in shape can have a bow tie effect. I could make a same exact video that I'm doing right now on radian cuts. The same principle will apply. Okay? So when I see all that blue across the belly, that's representing the bow tie effect. Okay? And that's not going to emit any light. It's not leaking light, but it's not reflecting back light. It's reflecting back shadows, and those shadows are the bow tie effect in an oval cut diamond. Okay, I take you to office light view here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You can see that dark band across the belly. Okay, so blue is generally representative of head body shadow. There are instances in fancy shaped diamonds where blues can translate to bright, to perfectly fine brightness and contrast, but not necessarily in ovals. Okay, can they? I'm sure exceptions to the rule exist. However, I want to teach you how to view these and see these things. But I didn't call in ovals with bow ties. I had to fish up older scans of diamonds that I've taken of ovals with bow ties, because I don't buy those for inventory. And if I see the characteristics that I'm looking for online, I don't waste people's time with this crap. All right? I get the best. Always. Which is this one. This diamond here, this is a diamond we just picked up for inventory. It's a 403 EVVS2. I've got another one in my hands here, a 305 EVS1, which is another beauty. Where is he? Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, it's another 305 we just picked up for inventory. If I'm going to lay out the cash, or if I'm going to encourage our clients into a diamond, we're going to share this information with them and show them why. Okay? Why. Now, so that's hunting down. This is hunting down the rarest of ovals on the market. These ovals that I'm showing you here, they are absolutely more common. So when we're hunting them, these are the asset results we're looking for. Muy importante. Now, let's say we hunt down, we sort through the however many diamonds we've searched through on the wholesale engine. But by the way, on this first oval, there are ovals out there with a lot more light leakage than this. Okay, I just didn't feel like digging through. I have thousands of files on diamonds we've scanned in, and I found one close enough. But when we've hunted down what we know to be the rarest of the rare, how are these going to look? What can you expect to see when you get a diamond that is cut to this level of light performance? Which, by the way, you know, when AGS would do light performance results or GCal, this is very much like it, actually even better, I would dare say, than what they're picking for their top picks. So we scrutinize these things like nobody else. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to stop all this techie stuff. We're already almost 16 minutes into this video. But I wanted to explain asset results, familiarize you with different types of varieties of ovals we see on the market, and then show you what you can expect to see once you get these in your possession. Okay? Because what you're going to see may not be what you expect depending on the lighting environment you're in. Okay? So we're going to be answering questions like, is it possible to see a bow tie in this diamond? Apparently. Is it? Is this thing going to be the same level of brightness throughout the throughout the entire stone or not? You know, all these questions like that. All right, so let's end the techie part and move on to practical observation, and I'll show you. In fact, I'll use this 403 EVVS2 we just picked up as an example. Nice big size, easy to see the differences on video. Okay, this first lighting environment I'm in the office lighting environment. Now, in the office lighting environment here, my particular one, I have light colored walls. Okay, you get to see, yes, I am a Beatles fan. You get to see all my snow outside here. I'm in the home office. Light colored walls and spotlights above. Okay? 4 of them in total. So, when we're looking at this oval, we're going to see this oval drawing in reflections off of the walls, as well as the spotlighting from above. So the spotlighting from above, if you look right now, you'll see a strong orange reflection on the left. You'll see some bright reflections on the right. Those are from the spotlighting. Actually, the reflections on the right are coming in from the windows, while that little burst of fire there happening on the left is from the spotlights. Okay, all those little sparkles you see are coming from the spotlights. You see that big flash of orange down there on the bottom? That's from the spotlight. So you'll see and observe no bow tie. Okay? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm in good focus here. Okay, so as you can see, no bow tie, no dark band going across the diamond. Perfectly fine. Exactly what we should see in the office lighting environment. Unless, of course, you have dark walls and no illumination above whatsoever. Okay? Absolutely beautiful. All right, we're going to take you into a different lighting environment now. All right, I'm actually in a room right now with a lot less illumination. A lot less illumination. We're drawing in some reflections from a window outside, which you're seeing, but also observe no bow tie, okay? Looking just as good. Looking good. No, actually, it looked better in the office because I was able to see it easier. This camera is trying to resolve This diamond, so it may not even be in focus right now. Okay, let's go outside. All right, I'm outside right now. These are the conditions. So it is, as you can see, an extremely cloudy day. The sky is just covered in clouds, but it actually happens to be the best environment, that or in the shade, for observing brightness and contrast in an oval, okay? And as you can see, look at how that belly is just lighting up. Absolutely gorgeous. This is exactly what we want to see in an ideal cut oval, okay? So if you want to see and observe these things, go into an office with, you know, it doesn't even have to be illuminated nicely. It just has to be, you know, medium shade to bright shaded walls. And of course, outside on a cloudy day, nothing beats outside on a cloudy day. So this oval, when we compare it to asset results and observation, practical observation, this is exactly what we do with all of our clients. Then we encourage the stone, and this is a real beauty of a 4 carat. The brightness and contrast are right on, right on, right on. Okay, now I'm going to show you another environment that's going to show you a view that's going to surprise or even shock you. So the question arises: is it possible to see a bow tie effect in one of these super rare ovals, in these beautifully picked? A beautifully picked, hand-picked oval with GIA, AGS technologies, all the steps that we take. You know, are we gonna see anything that may look funky? Watch this. I wish it was a sunny day out. In fact, I'm gonna store the files for this. I may publish a preliminary version of this video, because what I want to show you, direct sunlight, the sun out and shining down, is going to produce similar effects to what I'm going to show you right now. But nothing shows it better than the sun, okay? Or direct lighting environments, or spotlighting environments, direct light environments, where where the lighting isn't diffused like it is on a cloudy day, but you know, but more direct, hard lighting. All right, so we're going to go into that now. All right, this is going to be the most important part of this video, and you'll see why. So here I am back in the office lighting. Make sure we got these babies in focus here. And you notice no bow tie. In fact, we're getting a nice little strong burst of fire there on the right-hand side of Vavoom. But what I'm going to do now is take this diamond out of the office lighting, and you just saw it outside in natural daylight, where there was no bow tie. And now watch when I bring this diamond into direct lighting, spotlighting. Oh, good Lord, what's that dark band across the diamond? It looks like a bow tie, right? Okay, let me explain a little bit what's going on here. Right now I have the diamond itself under an array of LED lighting. So you're seeing mad fire and sparkle as I rock and tilt. And note that on the facets under the table, where you see, boom, at certain angles it's showing up dark. You're getting some darkness across the belly of the diamond, like a bow tie effect, okay? Or we're getting really strong sparkles across that area of the diamond, okay? Now, listen carefully to what I'm going to say here, because when you take an ideal cut diamond and you put it under spotlighting, you're going to see optical phenomena that does not show a bow tie effect. Okay? You're not. In fact, the entire body of, you know what, I'm gonna remove this for a second, and I want to show you an ideal cut, round brilliant cut right next to it to help demonstrate. Okay. I just happen to have another 4-carat here. There's a 4 1/4 EVS picture perfect hearts and arrows ideal cut round. And the comparison I want you to draw here is not in the reflections of light. You're getting hard reflections of light, of colored light, okay, within both diamonds. But in the oval, when you take an ideal cut diamond or a diamond, let's say, that's not a round but has the strongest light return. See, a round has strong light return from edge to edge. Note the body on the round is dark. Okay, look how dark the body is. So if I take this ideal cut round, I mean, crazy fire and sparkle, but if I take this ideal cut round back into office lighting, look how the body goes bright. You see, all that darkness disappears. And it's the same exact thing with ideal ovals. The strongest light return in an oval brilliant cut happens across the belly. But when you bring that same exact diamond into the spotlighting environment, it's going to go dark. And if it had a bow tie effect in the other environments, it would be even worse. Okay? At least in here, in the direct light, you know, if you're going to solely judge an oval and you're going to be under these environments all the time, you know, listen, we don't twist anybody's arm to buy something they don't want. But it's important to understand that when you have an oval, now something I do also want you to take note here, note that in the direct lighting environment, the areas that don't reflect light as much appear lighter in appearance. So there is a contrast between the belly and the north and south ends of an oval brilliant cut. You see that? It's pretty easy to see. I can see on the video, and I'm sure you guys can as well. It looks lighter on the north and south ends of the oval because there is, I'm telling you like it is here, there is more light leakage on those areas of the diamond, and you can see it in the asset results. Okay? I want to show you one other comparison in the spotlighting that will be of interest. Okay, I always like looking at diamonds sometimes when they're out of focus. But here in the Distinctive Gem Laboratories, we have invented, you know, the world's first oval that has edge-to-edge light return. So in the direct spotlighting environment, you're going to find this a little comical maybe, but their body goes completely dark like like an ideal round brilliant cut, yet has, you know, emits, when I take it out of this lighting and into diffuse lighting, you'll see edge-to-edge brightness. Okay? So oval brilliant cuts on the market when we're hand picking them are going to look like the one on the right. Here's when I take both of these side by side in the office. Okay. The camera sometimes has a little trouble focusing on diamonds, but you can see what we're talking about. We eliminated all the leakage in the diamond on the left. You know, we don't really push one over the other. They're both absolutely gorgeous diamonds. But it's important to note that what you're going to see in direct lighting or spotlighting conditions is going to be radically different from what you see in office lighting and diffuse daylight, which are the most popular lighting environments. Okay? Okay, so what I showed you is yeah, hey, listen, nobody looks at them as much as Daddy does, but these are important things because a lot of times consumers do get confused. You know, they'll receive a diamond, you know, they're all hyped up, they're expecting to see certain things in certain lighting environments, and you know, and understandably could be let down, especially if the primary lighting environment they bring it into is a direct lighting environment. And this is important for you guys to understand when it comes to the subject of oval brilliant cuts. When the sun is out, hopefully tomorrow maybe, I'll add the additional footage to this video, either as an addendum or cut it into the clip. But very, very, very important to understand as you're commissioning us to handpick the best ovals for you guys. All right. So thank you for hanging out with me this long. I know this was a lengthy video, but hey, listen, whether you're spending $1,000 on a diamond or $500,000 on a diamond, this is all important information for you guys to have so that you know what to expect when you get your oval. All righty, at least the way when we're handpicking it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our channels. Listen, we're always thankful for all of our clients. We can't thank you guys enough. Without you guys, we wouldn't be where we are today. All righty, signing off.